to talk briefly just about the humidifier. In today's CPAP devices, the majority of the humidifiers that are offered with the generator are heated humidifiers, which is basically a metal plate, a heater that heats up, and the humidifier chamber sits on that. The water gets warm and the air gets bubbled through it, and that's how humidity is picked up. It's a very efficient way of picking up humidity, and depending on whether the patient wants to have it adjusted low or higher, you can get quite a bit of humidity out of it at the higher settings, and pretty much get just about as much humidity as anybody would desire. It has been noted that patients who are breathing on full face masks tend to benefit from more humidity or a higher setting on their humidifier. And even though this is the humidifier unit on this side, the adjustment for it will be in this knob over on this side. So this knob, once again, sort of controls everything, and it just depends on what you're trying to adjust at the time. So these are working as a heated humidifier. They're much more sophisticated nowadays. There's many different aspects of heated humidifiers, but in simple terms, you are just heating up a plate that heats up the chamber of water and delivers moist air to the patients. You can disable the humidifier. As I mentioned earlier, the patient can fully disconnect the humidifier from the generator part of the device and connect a hose to that, or if under other circumstances they may want to just turn the humidifier heat off and just run that through. They can still breathe on this fine. It will pick up a small amount of humidity just from the air being passing through the chamber that has water in it, but it won't pick up as much, and it can be essentially turned off that way. So you can turn it off, you can turn it to a low setting, and you can adjust it up in increments of it's 5 different increments, and you can just adjust it anywhere from 1 to 5 or 0 if you want it off. Similar features within the other major manufacturers. So the humidification is pretty straightforward. I advocate having the patient receive as much humidity as possible. We are delivering a lot of dry airflow with a CPAP device, and so the more you humidify that, the more comfortable the patient will be. And if the patient's comfortable, they'll be more compliant. On this particular brand, the humidifier chamber is accessed with this lid raised up, just raising that lid up and sliding the chamber out. Of course, there's the metal plate that rests on the metal plate here within the humidifier itself. The chamber will have preferably distilled water in it. The patient can fill this chamber up in a variety of ways. There's a little push switch in there to open that lid up, and you can fill it up to the full lines. One nice feature about this particular brand humidifier chamber is that because of the design of it, once the proper amount of water is in here, it cannot spill out unless it is turned totally upside down. So even though there's a hole in this end, it will not spill out of that hole. Another way to fill this particular chamber is with the lid on and just right through the top. Once again, filling it to the full line and then returning it just by sliding it in till it stops and drop the lid down. Other brands are filled in maybe different ways and accessed in different ways, but in general, they're all the same.